I want to talk about Jesse Jackson, and I think Jesse Jackson is a jackass. But I think that we should, Jesse Jackson weighed in on what was going on with LeBron James and how the former owner of, or the owner of his former team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the guy's name is Dan Gilbert. Said some things, and Jesse Jackson, of course, as he has to do all the time, is chime in. Now, there are a lot of good things that Jesse Jackson has done in his life, and he still does today. But sometimes Jesse Jackson really brings up things that kind of, I think, diminish the good work that he does, and his feeling that he has to always be a voice when a voice isn't needed, especially when so many voices had spoken on the issue.
It was a property owner's mentality. He said in his open letter, that we've covered up for you a long time. Is this the way you want to raise your children? It's time to make these athletes accountable. And so against Orlando, you quit. Against Boston, you quit 4 games. Well, that would be a scandal if that is true. If it's not true, it's defamation of character. And so for an owner to say that is simply over. And his idea is, I offered you $100+ million. You didn't accept my deal. So if I own your contract, you're my guy. But I own your contract, I will destroy you. And that's not right.
Well, Jesse Jackson, at the beginning of that, you heard him say it's a property owner's, something about a property owner. Earlier on, it was said that he said it was a slave owner mentality. He said a property owner mentality. This time, slave owner mentality. Well, in fact, professional athletes are the property of, and legally so, and remunerated to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars. It is not at all like slavery. And I think that for Jackson to say this, now listen, there are a lot of reasons to be upset with what Dan Gilbert did, what he said, what he wrote. It was at a passionate and very frustrated and angry time. I bet that he would want to retract some of it if he hasn't already, but not all of it, because I still think that he's right in a lot of cases. And I think he felt like he had to energize the people of Cleveland, who just lost LeBron James. Same side of that story is that LeBron James has every right to get out of there. He has every right to go. He went to a better deal with his friends, city he'd rather live in, etc. I think people, I'm not a big basketball fan, but I know from the outside, I wanted him to stay in Cleveland just because I like when players stay on the same team, and I like when cities like Cleveland, don't get the short end of the stick, which Cleveland seems to do. But for Jesse Jackson to come in and say that this had anything to do with a slave owner's mentality, I think is offensive, and it also dilutes his argument when he's right. And that's what happens so much when people talk about things. When people feel like they have to have an opinion about what's going on in the world, is that smart people dilute their own message when they say things like that. So enough about this, but I just think that I had to say something about what Jesse Jackson, what he said and the tone he took over an issue that I think nothing to do with the way he portrayed it.